Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your weekly general taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for the general energies, trends and themes for everybody all over the place. Sometimes it's macrocosmic stuff that comes through, sometimes it's microcosmic, but we always kind of get to see, and all of this is under the influence or guise, if you like, of my intuitive message. So before I do these readings, I will sit with my intuition and I will call up my intuitive connection and ask what we need to see and what we need to know. But before we get into that, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have for your intuitive message this week, the message is, if you never show your beauty. So what I actually saw when I went into my intuition, the vision that I saw was I was watching a heron being born, and it was just the most beautiful thing. And it wasn't like I was watching like a baby bird being born or coming out of its shell. It was more a case of it was like fully formed and giant, like this massive, beautiful, and the cry that escaped its mouth when it was being born was like this. It was just a really beautiful sense of a rebirth or a transformation even, right? And the message was, if you never show your beauty, just like your strength, just like your power, just like, you know, all aspects or facets of self, if you never show them to the world, nobody ever gets to see that beauty, and any beauty that is not seen is beauty that is lost, effectively. And the message that I kind of take away from this is, whatever it is that you are hiding is so uncanny. This is so uncanny. I just had a conversation this morning with a very dear friend, and it's just uncanny how this message is coming through now as well with this, because the message was, from this, whatever you are hiding, whatever aspect of yourself that you know that the world or at least somebody else could benefit from, it's time for you to release that now out into the world. Wherever it is that you're holding yourself back, wherever it is that you're hiding an asset or a facet of yourself, it's time to unmask that and show the world your beauty in whatever way, shape or form that may come. For our Destiny card, so the overarching energy, trend or theme for the week, we have the Hierophant card. So this card has been very active, especially with a lot of the stuff that's happening on the wider world stage. I would take a moment just to remind all of you to send love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance to all people of the world, and anywhere that there is challenge or conflict, don't feed into it. Feed in your higher energies, your higher powers, your lighter energies and powers, right? It's only those things that can disperse the darkness. Now, that being said, the Hierophant card is about our rituals. It's about initiation. It's about what we do on a daily basis. It's about what we're building up to and what we're working up to. And it's also about the structures that govern our world, right? So yes, we're talking about the hierarchical structures of society, absolutely. But your groups and your associations are also found in the Hierophant card. And as a Destiny card, this really is... yeah, okay, all right, fine. I was about to censor myself then, and it's like, no. I can hear them like, no, Raph, no. We're giving you the message and you're going to deliver it the way that it needs to be delivered. Fine. Basically, this week you are being called to pick your side. Whatever that means to you, whatever groups you are associated with or tied to, and remember, those speak about you. The things that you are tied to, the groups that you associate with, the structures or the hierarchies that you identify with say a lot about who you actually are. And it's really strange because in my mind, like, that's what I feel like we're being told. Like, you've got to pick a side this week. Whatever that means to you, right? This could be at work, it could be, you know, with some of the crazy stuff that's going on right now. I try not to get into it. Like I said, I know where to put my energy and how to use it. I work on that level. Outside of that, I don't get into it, and there is a reason for that. I'm not into anything that is divisive by its very nature. That's how I've been from the start of my career, and it's how how I will continue to do the work that I do. That being said, the Hierophant card is a very powerful card, and it's been very active recently, partially because the world that we know, the structures that we know, are starting to erode. They're starting to crumble. We can see that on a daily basis. This gives us a unique position as the people that make up the society, because we can rebuild it the way that we choose once it crumbles. That's the whole message behind the Tower, which we've had coming up, you know, a lot recently, and actually has been in a fair few of the week ahead videos for the signs. That being said, what is it that you are consistently putting your time, effort and energy into, and more importantly, where are you focusing your belief? It's a very, very powerful destiny card this week. All right, so how do we best utilize that or tap into it? Well, this week we get, okay, that feels good. The Three of Cups, through joy, happiness and laughter. With the Moon, all right, so that's a very interesting one. This combination of cards can literally represent a moon gathering. It's not this week. I think it's into the week after this week that we'll have the full moon in the sign of Virgo. But this is very telling for me, because it suggests that while spirits are dampened, it's almost like the spirit of human joy and happiness it refuses to be dampened, right? Which is very interesting. And then we've got the Five of Cups. So this, in a lot of ways, is speaking to our need to transcend certain experiences that we're having on a personal level, but it's also asking us to connect or reconnect with people from our past. Now, this doesn't mean your ex, it doesn't mean all of that stuff. This means connecting or reconnecting to people and or groups that feel like soul family, that feel like people that you have lost touch with, lost connection with, that you know will bring back or at least facilitate you mending your soul in some way, shape or form. That's a very deep message, I know, but with this triplet, I mean, the Three of Cups with the Moon card, that's, you know, get-togethers, but it's also a reconnection or a reunion with someone or something from the past. With the Five of Cups here, that's literally something that has been lost that is being reunited with this, right? So the best way for you to get through this week, or the best way for you to tap into this Hierophant card energy, what was a simpler time in your life? When was it that things were actually good? When you think back throughout your entire lifescape and the lifespan that you've had so far, what are the moments that really stand out and you can say, you know what, that was a really good time in my life? Think about who was in your life at that time. And if you can, reconnect with those people if you're not already connected to them. If you know, maybe for some of you, this might literally mean that you're moving back to a place that you lived in previously that you had a really great experience with or in. I kind of just feel it's really a pull back to simpler, easier times, but more importantly, back to good times within our own personal spheres where things were, and it's not about like, oh, you know, I want to relive my glory days. It's not that at all. This is about going back to the times in your life where things were good, easy, simple, and pure. And I think in a lot of ways, this is likely to show us, you know, where it is that actually we can simplify things. Now, on top of that, we've got the Five of Cups with the Hierophant card. That's 2 5s. 2 5s represents a vigil. You got to be really on top of your thoughts this week. Your thoughts, your intentions, your energy. You got to make sure all of that stuff is fully and firmly under your control. It's your patterns, the things that you do ritualistically, whether that's the websites that you visit every morning, whether it is the, you know, the place that you buy your coffee at every morning on the way to work if you're going out to work. It's the things that you're doing on that sort of very mundane basis, but that have a sense of ritual behind them. Is this a time where you maybe need to change your habits, or maybe go back to a time where your habits were better? So there's a time to look at that. And the fact that this 2/5s in the vigil, where you're putting your mental focus, where you're putting that energy, is really expanding right now exponentially for all of us. Get it together. Sorry, Tarot. For our insight cards, we've got the Knight of Cups. So there are pockets of opportunity here if we want them. Right, this is the insight cards are kind of what's going on behind the scenes and what may be coming in. This tells me that there is a solution that's about to be presented on the wider world stage. It comes up with the King of Pentacles. Of course, it has something to do with finance, money, and or resources. And on top of that, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. 2 knights represents intimacy, right? And with the King of Pentacles here, this literally, I mean, so a Taurus male features here very heavily for all of us in some way, shape or form. If you have friends and or loved ones that are Taurians, check in with them this week. They may have something to share with you. It may even just be that through a course of a conversation, they share something with you that really helps you or really gives you a different perspective on something. These 2 knights as well, when we talk about intimacy, yes, it can be, you know, intimacy, absolutely, but it can just as easily be where you are ready to get into bed with life, where you're ready to get into bed with something at a higher echelon, at a higher frequency, at a higher level of vibration. The King of Pentacles is about getting the best or the most out of something. So the Queen of Pentacles is about increasing the yield, right? It's about proliferation. But the King of Pentacles is about getting the best that you can get and not settling for anything else underneath that. What comes up this week as an opportunity, whether this is an opportunity for new work, whether it's an opportunity for new projects, whether it's an opportunity for new money, new resources, new abundance, whatever it might be, the offers and the opportunities are solid, but they will give their fruits over time. Anything that comes up with the Knight of Pentacles is not a flash in the pan. If you're expecting fast results this week, you're not going to get them. All right, so start thinking long term. And what are our habits, right? I think if you've read the book Atomic Habits, if you've listened to basically any coach, they all tell you that the end result is basically made up of the small slices that you do every single day. Where is it that you can get back to an easier or a simpler time of it, or a time where things were functioning in the right way? Do them over a consistent basis so that when certain opportunities come in for you, you can make the most of them and take them all the way home. All right, with that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.